Charles Darwin, who is known for his contributions to evolutionary biology, once said, "It is not the most intellectual of the species that survives. It is not the strongest that survives. But the species that survives is the one that is able to best adapt and adjust to the changing environment in which it finds itself." Hi, my name is Alexis Tuzecki, and today I'll be discussing to what extent has technology from World War I impacted human evolution in the 21st century. So humans have been affected in the 21st century by the technological advances made during World War I, since we're not able to rely more on technology, have a new diverse set of skills, and be able to adapt to natural changes more easier. So first I'm going to discuss my first point on how we rely more on technology. So Luis Jose Cordeiro, who is an expert in robotics, artificial intelligence, and new technologies, said that non-biological intelligence will match the range and subtlety of human intelligence. Intelligent nanorobots will become deeply integrated in our bodies, brains, and environment. So down here in the bottom left corner, we see an image of a nanorobot. Now, according to the Oxford Language Dictionary, a nanorobot is defined as a machine made from individual atoms or molecules that is designed to perform a small and specific job. Now, with the use of these nanorobots, humans will be able to focus on simpler tasks while these nanorobots complete the more harder tasks that we find excruciating, and it may take us longer to do, while these nanorobots can do it in a shorter amount of time than we could. Next is this graph by the World Economic Forum, and it shows how technology has evolved during the First World War here and the Second World War there. Now, in the 1970s, we see the email. Now, today we use email to email our teachers, our bosses, and it allows us to communicate with people everywhere. And in the 1990s, we see the World Wide Web, also known as the internet. Today, we obviously use the internet greatly to do research, as well on multiple different sites, as well as play games and other things. Next, I'm going to talk about how it gives us a new diverse set of skills. So during the COVID-19 pandemic, schools were shut down and we were forced to go online. And we had to use Zoom, and we had to use platforms such as Zoom and Microsoft Teams. Now as this image shows, in the first one, from individual to collaborative learning. We went from in-person learning to having one-on-one with a teacher to being online. And being online, we were able to communicate with everybody and work at a more faster rate. In the second one, we see from passive to active or brain-based learning. And this is where we go from just listening to the teacher speak and have to do work on paper to being engaged in learning by using the technology itself. The third one is the rise of differentiated instruction. Now this is being able to record and re-listen to what our teacher, our boss, or whoever else we hear speak. So we don't have to only listen to it once and have to remember it that singular time. And the fourth one is the phenomenon of multitasking. While we were online, we were able to do class as well as cook, clean, but we were still able to listen to what our teacher had to say. This next quote is by Armin Schultz, who works in the Department of Physiology at the University of Kansas. And he said that it is widely recognized that humans build and use tools that have vast adaptive value. Indeed, it is widely thought that humans achieve much of their fitness through technology. So basically what Mr. Schultz is trying to say is that by using technology and our ability to adapt, we are able to learn new ways to adapt to a wide range of situations, such as COVID from the previous slide, because we had to go from in person to online and learn how to use the technology itself. So third, I'm going to discuss how we are able to adapt to natural changes. So this is the first college-provided stimuli. It is the Migrant Mother image by Dorothea Lange. Now this image is taken in California in the year 1936, during the Great Depression when resources were low, and during the Dust Bowl, which was caused by poor agricultural practices, pieced with wind erosion. Now the mother in this image looks to be in her late 40s, but in reality, she's actually only 36. This is because she had to adapt to her surroundings in California due to the Dust Bowl, and due to the low resources due to the economic depression, she had to adapt her body to not have as much as she used to before all of this happened. Now, this next image is the other college-provided stimulus, the YouTube video, How to Build a Resilient Future Using Ancient Wisdom by Julia Watson. So in this image, we see the Kotsi people traveling back and forth over to transport items over tree roots, which they had to evolve these roots so they could have them for future generations. But this allowed them to travel back and forth through the forest so they could move easily. So in conclusion, humans have greatly changed in the 21st century due to the technological advancements made during the World War I. We're now able to have more easier and efficient lives due to technology such as nanorobots, learn new skills such as faster ways to think and communicate more faster, as well as how we have adapted to our new environments such as the Kotsi people and the migrant mother did. Thank you, and these are my works items.
All right, 2 questions for you. First one, what information did you need that you weren't able to locate?
I wanted to find information about how teens who grew up with technology and how they're not as affected by technology as those who didn't have it before, and how we barely have to adapt to it.
All right, thanks. And the next question, what advice would you have for other researchers who consider this topic in the future?
So advice I would have is to see how we were before technology was, so how like nomads, the first form of humans were, and how we are today in the 21st century in 2023, and see how everything we do on an everyday basis is technology based.